Today we are going to work on finding a fraction of a whole number. But there's a couple ways we can solve it. The first way, if our problem is 1/5 of 10, that means that we have 10 wholes. So here's my 10. And I'm finding 1/5 of those 10, which what that means is I'm breaking it into 5 equal groups. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups. In 1/5 of those groups, I have 2 wholes. So 1/5 of 10 is equal to 2. Okay, that's one easy way to solve it if you like to use pictures. I'm going to show you the way to multiply to solve this, to multiply the fraction. Alright, for finding 1/5 of 10, the first step is to turn the whole number into a fraction. The way you turn the whole number into a fraction is just by writing the number 1 under it. So now I have 10 over 1, that means I have 10 wholes. Okay, that means I had 10 pies and they're all cut into one piece. So 10 wholes. Okay, the next step, of means multiply. So whenever you see of, that means you're going to multiply. Now the way to multiply fractions, you don't have to find a common denominator. You literally just multiply across. So I'm going to take 1 times 10 first. And that's going to be my new numerator. So my top number is 10. The next step, I multiply the two bottom numbers, 5 times 1, which is 5. Now 10/5 is our answer, but we have to rewrite that as a whole number. Okay, so the next step is to put 10/5 as a whole number. Now if you remember from last chapter, this little line right here means divide. So the last step is to do 10 divided by 5, which equals 2. So if we go back to the top, 1/5 of 10 is equal to 2. Okay, let's say that we're trying to find 1/5 of 15. The first step, make 15 a fraction by putting it above the number 1. So now we have 15 wholes. Of means multiply, so we multiply straight across. 1 times 15 is 15. Our bottom 5 times 1 is 5. Okay, now the next step is to turn 15/5 into a whole number. And the way we do that is, this means divide. So we do 15 divided by 5, which is equal to 3. 1/5 of 15 equals 3. Alright, the next one, 3/4 of 16. Okay, the first step is to make this a fraction by putting it over the number 1. So now we have 3/4 of 16. Okay, the next step, instead of using 3/4, we're going to find 1/4 first, because that makes the math a little bit easier. So right now we're going to pretend like that doesn't say 3, it says 1. So we're going to find 1/4 of times 16. And we'll just multiply that across. So we have 16, and 4 times 1 is 4. Okay, the next step is to turn that into a whole number. Remember, 16 divided by, that means divide 4, is 4. Okay, now this whole number 4 is equal to 1/4 of 16. But if we remember up here, we're trying to find 3/4. So if 1/4 of 16 equals 4, in order to find 3/4, all we have to do is multiply our answer by the numerator, times 3. So our answer to 3/4 of 16 is 12. Alright, 3/4 of 8, we make this a whole number by putting it over 1. We're going to find 1/4 of 8 first, so we just multiply across. 1 times 8 is 8. 4 times 1 on the bottom is 4. Now we have to turn that 8/4 into a whole number by dividing. So 8 divided by 4 equals 2. Okay, now our 2 wholes is equal to 1/4 of 8. We have to find 3/4 of 8, so we're going to multiply that by 3 to find our answer. And 2 times 3 is 6. So 3/4 of 8 is equal to 6.